Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Poem Master video, and finally I get a chance to record this, and by that I mean my neighbors have been like drilling like non-stop today. I think they're installing some like new floor, which I mean, I hope it's a good floor. Hopefully it looks nice. Hopefully it was worth the trouble. But yeah, obviously they can't tell them what to do. They do their thing. They're allowed to. But yeah. I can finally record this, so let's get into this. So, Nessa Drednaw coming out tonight, which is cool, and obviously, as usual, we'll be summoning on that live, me, personally. So, go check it out later today, and that's, hopefully will be good. Hopefully will be good. So, in terms of the unit itself, she's nice, really. Like, really not too many bad things to say about her, right? Solid DPS. You can make her a good nuke if you want as well, right? And she has one of the better stat debuffs in the game, which is physical attack debuff, or not physical attack, physical defense debuff, right? Which is also really nice. She has two different type coverages with water and dark, which both are pretty solid, right? Even though you don't have like obviously any of the rain multipliers on Jawlock being like a 3-gauge move, 168 base power is still really nice, right? Oh, I guess one knock against Ness is the speed, but then again, it doesn't really matter because you do have where is it, restrained freebie 3, which is a 40% chance of giving you like free moon next effects when you attack someone without restrained, which is kind of broken because that's basically you're getting a free move almost every other turn, right? Almost on average, which basically saves you like it's kind of it's like even if you don't get it every other turn, even if it's like once every like 3 turns, you get it once, and then it's basically like move gauge refresh 3. Not precisely, because you still it's not a it's slightly better to get 1 move gauge back every single turn than like 3 gauges back every 3 turns, but it's definitely just still helps, right? Which again, with the very bad speed, this does help mitigate some of that, right? On top of that, I mean, you still have your move gauge refreshes, even though they're move gauge refresh, at least Razor Shell still move gauge refresh 2 and Jawlock, right? It's still something, I guess. And you have Racing Rain 3 if you really need that. As for some other stuff in terms of stats, right? Good defense, good HP, not that great special defense, and then solid attack, right? For a tech unit. And then again, we mentioned before, Jawlock does a lot of damage. You restrain yourself, which is why Jawlock does a lot of damage, because they count like restraining yourself as a negative effect, even though no one cares. It does like nothing to you. Who cares? Unless like opponents start having like restrained power up moves. But even if they do, like you're not tanking with Drednaw. I mean, you can use Drednaw as a tank against like some physical opponents, but generally you don't want to use Drednaw as a tank, so it really doesn't matter. Or if you're using Drednaw co-op, then okay, it can't swap out. Rock Tomb is whatever, right? It's more so, in the future, if Nessa does get like a, G-Max Drednaw, you could use that to set up Sandstorm and get rid of the rain, which you desperately need for some reason. I don't know why you do that. Rock Tomb's kind of weird on Nessa. Yeah, it is for okay. You spam it for Cakewalk and Hunter's Instinct, but Cakewalk and Hunter's Instinct kind of suck. So, you don't want to do that. Jawlock, not Jawlock, Razor Shell is the water type move, right? Your main DPS move. Even though it has lower base power, it is much better than Jawlock because you get boosted from rain, right? And then you also get boosted from Raging Rain as well. So obviously your main DPS, and you have a 50% chance of debuffing your opponent's defense every time you hit them, which is very good, right? Again, like I mentioned before, defense debuffs are incredibly good in this game, especially when you also have a defense debuff multiplier on like Relentless, right? The more defense have been lower, the more it powers up sync moves, which is why you want to pick that up, maybe, right? Like stuff like Cakewalk, maybe you don't want to pick those up, but definitely, Relentless is a decent pickup. As for some other stuff, you got like restraint recovery. So like again, like even though you're not that great of a tank, you could maybe throw it out for like a physical tank. It's kind of like a Mei situation, but obviously, you know, not as good as Mei. But like you could still do that, right? Hold hostage is kind of whatever, unless you want to run like some kind of like cheese master mode thing with like poison and trap, I guess. Max, you know, full HP parameters, all that stuff. Again, vigilance, more things to help you tank if you want. Shower power, increase your sync move damage. Like Drednaw has like really good sync move damage if you go for all the sync nodes, although it's not a really good grid to run. Like you don't want to do that most of the time. Like maybe most of the time it's like overkill anyway, so like why are you picking up all the sync node stuffs? But if you do pick it up, I think it's like, I think Drednaw is like top 5 in sync move damage or something, right? Pretty high. On top of that, it's not even, you know, counting the extra defense debuffs you get from Razor Shell, right? So Razor Shell, again, really good DPS. The only problem is with Drednaw, it's just not like something you really need. Because like Drednaw is as good as Drednaw is, and Drednaw I think should be really good, is not like unfortunately on the optimal rain team. Because you don't really want to run Drednaw on the rain team over Palkia, just because Palkia does more. Free unit, by the way, Palkia. So yeah, you definitely don't need Drednaw. It's definitely not something that you need. If you like Nessa, if you really like Drednaw, obviously you could go for it. But I mean, if you're patient enough, you could probably get it eventually. Since it's a Spotlight Scout, it should be in all the banners going forward. And if you really do want to go for it, in terms of like how many copies you want, 1 copy is definitely not enough, because like all the good stuff is at 3 out of 5, right? 2 out of 5 you get Cakewalk, but then again, Cakewalk's not really great. You got Vigilance, which is, yeah, but like that's not its best function. You don't want to run as tank. Racing Rain helps though, but then again, like all the good stuff, Relentless, Raging Rain 3, right? That's all at 3 out of 5. So yeah, if you want to get Nessa, you probably want to get her to 3 out of 5, which is why, you know, I did mention it. Especially if you're free to play, I wouldn't worry too much about, you know, getting Nessa ASAP from this banner, right? You could just slowly summoning on, you know, some other banners, maybe Poke Fairs, Master Fairs, and you'll eventually get her, right, to 3 out of 5. Since again, she is on every single banner. Not a hurry, and even if you get like 1 or 2 copies, it's not gonna be that big of a deal anyways, right? In terms of the unit overall, but again, really good unit. Can't say enough good things about it, right? It's just that it's not like extremely valuable. It's not something that like you need, right? So anyways, that's for this one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know guys in the comments down below, like and really this, or have some more Pokemon content. Again, I will be streaming summons for that later tonight when it drops. By that time, I'm pretty sure the folks won't be working on their ceiling or floor, whatever. It's my ceiling. The noise is coming from my ceiling, but they're probably drilling the floor. Cause it's gonna be 11 p.m. But the frogs will probably come back, so you guys will probably hear the frogs a lot. Which, I mean, I can't really do much about that. I mean, what can I do? It's their home. They live outside. I'm not gonna go remove them from their home. That's kind of weird. But anyways, again, have fun, folks. Good luck if you guys are summoning. I'll see you guys later tonight at the summons then.